I've been working on a new intro offer for Allegiate with the thesis that a 1 week pass is not a good enough onboarding experience for new people coming in, and that we'll be able to convert at a higher percentage of the leads that we're already getting if we've got a better offer and a better onboarding experience. We made it through the beta test. Everything's been honestly really positive and really good on the internal side, on the coaching side, but then also on the customer facing side. 60% conversion, which is already significantly higher than our 1 week pass. And what I want to talk about in this video is redesigning some of the marketing and the landing page to be able to better communicate the intro offer. Phase one, what I decided to do was get a good enough idea. I made a super ugly landing page, and then I got people to book calls through that, and I immediately just got the product in people's hands. While that was happening, I hired a designer to help me flush out what would be a sexier landing page is what we're looking at right now. So right here at the top, initiation week, in a short paragraph sentence explaining exactly what it is, exactly what people get in a compelling enough way for them to be more excited about it. So your fast track into Allegiate, and includes personal training and group sessions that provide structure, confidence, and immediate momentum from day one. The crucial thing about writing something like this is you want it prospect focused. So the first sentence before I rewrote it was basically like a structured onboarding experience, and then comma initiation week. But it's like that language is more of like an internal playbook or like an employee handbook kind of thing. Even though it is a structured onboarding experience, you want to be able to write from a prospect something that's going to get them excited. Like, who the fuck gets excited about a structured onboarding experience? Nobody. I do, but the prospect's not gonna, right? So a fast track into Allegiate is just a bit more indicative of sort of what's to come. You've got a call to action right here, right off the top, that's gonna pump you down to a scheduling page where you can book a time with Isabella, who's already trained up on the whole onboarding process from that standpoint. The crucial thing about this is what I learned from acquisition.com is the more availability that you have, and in 15-minute increments, the greater chance is that people are going to fill this thing out. So we've got a round robin set up right now where from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., we've got availability between myself and 2 other people through Allegiate that it'll just round robin to them. So you've got a program overview and an onboarding call. We start with a free consultation, talk about how the program works, make sure it works for your schedule, that kind of thing. Then we'll move into personal training session number 1. This is a robust strength and conditioning experience with a lot going on. So reduce some of that intimidation and to better prepare you so you hit the ground running, we're going to focus you on a personal training session that's going to, one, make that first impression way better, and incentivize the coaches to provide a really good experience. So we've got incentivized on that front, and both of those things merged together is going to elevate our first impression experience. Then after your first personal training session, you'll go into your first group class. So you've been prepped, you have a little bit more context on like what's going on. So when the bullets are out there firing, you're like, okay, I've already seen some of this stuff, and the coaches kind of prep me for that. Then after that, you're going to take 1 or 2 more classes. Some of the feedback that we got was the original round of beta was 7 days, 4 sessions. And some people were like, hey, with my busy schedule, it was hard to fit in 2 personal training sessions and 2 classes. So could I have more time? One way to create more time is give them more time. So instead of 7 days, do 14 days. But I don't want to double the sales cycle. I don't want to increase that if I don't have to. And we're already converting at about 60% on this intro offer. Let's just make them responsible for less things. So instead of 2 personal training sessions, we dropped it to 1. That freed up our capacity so we could have more people coming into the intro offer. And 2, it made it easier on the prospects end that they could just book into a schedule where we didn't have the same bottlenecks on scheduling time. And we're also framing this as like they get 1 personal training, 2 classes, and a bonus class. So if they want to get 4 sessions, they can, but what they're paying for is 3 sessions, so they don't feel like, hey, I paid for 4, can I extend my trial to get the other things? A small sort of psychological reframing of that is actually going to help you in the future. Then at the end, we've got this 48-hour accountability credit. So if they join, they can credit that $99 initiation fee towards their first 4 weeks. They immediately have a reason to join, and it's right up there front and center. And then I've got some free bonuses. All this is really doing is adding additional value to that $99. So they're going to get a free strength and conditioning program, just a PDF of a program that we'd already written. They're going to get 6 months free of an AI nutrition tracking app, which is usually $20 a month. They're going to get understanding calories, what it really takes to gain, maintain, and lose weight. And this is content that we've already made from our Allegiate Nutrition Blueprint, repurposed. It, 1, adds value to that prospect, but then it 2, potentially upsells them or lets them know that we have these other things down the road. I've got a little testimonial. We've got some FAQs right here. Anytime they want to hit this get started page, it's going to move them right down there to book a call. How many of these do we have to sell to keep on pace with some of the paid advertising, paid acquisition stuff that we were doing with Meta? Can I make that up organically by selling enough of these to compensate for some of the lost commissions during the summer when it's a little bit slower for our sales team? And so this way, instead of spending money on these ad campaigns, I'm going to be able to do this. It's just going to be a better structured whole onboarding experience. So we've got like win, 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 win.
Upsells. So right now we are running a intro offer, and at the end of that intro offer we have a feedback meeting. And in that feedback meeting, how did things go, what was your experience? And then we use it as a conversion meeting for sales as well. Did you know that you can use your intro offer fee and you can credit that forward towards a discounted membership for your first 4 weeks? So we take your $99 and we apply it over your first 4 weeks. Now the other thing that I'm excited about is in upsell, how can we from a business standpoint increase that ticket price while also adding more value and introducing the prospect to our products? Because what I found is that even if we have like a list and a menu of products and offerings, it doesn't mean that the prospect or the member is actually going to see that thing. But when I'm in a meeting with you, like one-on-one, and you just converted to a member, you're more likely to spend more money. And two, I know that I have your attention. So the two upsells that I'm excited about are, there's a nutrition component where it's like a 6-week nutrition program. And then the other one is a performance console where we get all your key performance indicators. What are your baseline fitness metrics that if you do the program for 6 weeks, we can test you again. And we can see how you're developing and getting better and getting the results that you want objectively through this data. Now, I'm thinking to myself, okay, before we roll this out to the whole staff, just beta test it. Start shooting some live bullets in these feedback meetings and see if you can get anybody to bite on this, because the market is going to start steering you towards one thing or steering you towards the other, or you might find that nobody wants any of this stuff. And then it's like, if we start, getting some of these things firing off, we could package that together and have a nutrition and like a baseline metrics thing where it's like, hey, buy both of these and we'll knock $50 off, right? People pay attention to what they pay for. It's like more of an accountability for them to follow through on the program and get the results that we want to get, because we know if they show up 3 to 4 times a week here, they're going to get the results that they want. The truth is on our side. We're like doing the right thing for people. But sometimes life, you're fired up when you join right now, but like life's going to happen, and before you know it, 4 weeks have gone by and you haven't been in here. But if you can make that internal commitment to yourself and hold yourself accountable, like, no, I joined this challenge, I got my baseline metrics, I'm going to show up and put my more intention here for the next like 6 weeks, like that's a powerful motivator and accountability thing that will pull you through on your own end. What happens when you make that internal commitment to something, it's much stronger and you pull through on your own, which is less, back end admin work on my end. So in summary, that feedback meeting allows me to massage the sale and get real feedback on how the intro offer experience was. Then I can take that and use it as kind of like a soft conversion of like, hey, we can take that money and we can credit it forward because it's a nice seamless transition into like a sales meeting. Boom, they do that. And then I can say, hey, by the way, we've got this nutrition thing or we've got this performance thing. And then they're even more bought in, so I can see them through that critical juncture period from when they join to about 6 weeks later. Just had a member of ours come up and say, hey, are you the one that's doing all the content that I've seen on your page? I'm like, oh, yeah, I am. She's like, it's a freaking awesome job. Like, I have my own small business, and I'm the one doing everything, and I realize, like, this takes way too much time. I don't have the time to do this. It's like, how do you do it? I was like, oh, cool. Well, thanks a lot. I think a lot about return on invested time thing with content. If you look at our businesses page right now, I've been non-existent on it for about a month, just because I was shipping so much and putting so much time into it. And I'm like, where is the return on this, right? Now, content is important. I think for more businesses, it's more important than for others. And it's hard. It can be hard to tie back to results. I've hired freelancers to help. I've hired videographers and things like that. But I think really what you have to do is it's somebody that can help you create enough assets so you can just have a consistent presence, and then spend a day a month to actually build out like a badass video. Make the absolute best piece of content that you can make. Green screen, scripted, great performance, things like that. And then have a balance of both, where you're like a lot of thought put in, plus like other things where you're just kind of like showcasing your business.